unencrypt your vault. And then you have to type in your PGP or your encryption passphrase, which is a long phrase, like Mary had a little lamb, in order to open up the individual emails. And no one can see that content because it's transmitted through a super encrypted pipe. It's kind of like a Brinks truck through the internet. But if you have Windows 10, then when you type in your password and you type in your PGP passphrase, you've just given the key to unlock all of your encryption to Microsoft. So that means not only that, but when you log into your bank or your investment account or your online, I just created a Social Security account online, and I was thinking, is this going to be secure? And it has all these heavy security questions. What's your father's birthplace street? It's like, what? Totally things nobody else could ever guess. And I'm thinking this is going to be secure. But if I were using Windows 10 creating that account, Microsoft would not only know the username and password to log into that secure account, but they would know the street that my grandfather was born on. They would know the name of my second grade teacher because they're logging everything you type.
Wow.
So what it means is that you can no longer even encrypt your secrets or protect your personal accounts from Microsoft and by extension from the federal government. So this is revolutionary. We've seen some pretty egregious privacy invasions. We've seen some people, offering apps that access your GPS location, your contact list, and we've said that's disgusting. But we've never, ever seen anything that affects this many people, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people, and is so giving the middle finger, really, to all Americans and to their privacy and to their dignity and to their intelligence. And the part that horrifies me is the mainstream media is not really reporting on this. You're only hearing about it in the tech press.
Yep.
And I have a lot of friends who are techies, who are like security guys, and what they tell me is, yeah, that's really bad. Well, we've figured out what to do and how to fix it. We've just changed all the settings, and we can go into the source code, and we can delete this and that, and so we're not worried about it. And so what's happening is it's really creating two classes of people, Pete. The class of people who is technologically so sophisticated that they can simply override and repair these things so they're not affected. And then the rest of the other 99% of everybody else who are taken to the cleaners and whose every move is monitored. I think we should have protests with signs outside of Microsoft demanding that they take this back and issue a new release that does not have these features, does not have this malware embedded in your very operating system.
So, without further ado, let's start, shall we? That sounds like a tip-top idea. So, first, I would highly recommend, before we actually jump into the settings, that if you're not already doing so, use a local account for Windows 10, not a cloud-based / you're associating an email address account. There are a myriad of different reasons for that. But basically, it disables some of the privacy concerns. So personally speaking, unless you've got a really good reason to do so, I would recommend just using a local account. It will bitch, it will whine at you, saying that you're not going to get the best experience, basically, but you know what, I don't care. And so I went with a local account. This is still a preview build, I'm a technical insider, but it doesn't really matter. Pretty much the steps are the same. It's not like you're going to get different bells or whistles. So next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be loading up privacy settings. So to get to this, you can simply press start, type in privacy, and it will pop right up. I'm just going to go from here. You can see that I've already disabled everything. That's just so you don't have the painstaking pleasure of watching me tick each of these, or uncheck each of these rather. Once again, go through each one in turn, literally just go through every single one of them. There are so many, it's absolutely ridiculous. And frankly, I can't believe all of these are enabled by default. Like one of the creepy ones, just for example, is send Microsoft info of how I write to help us improve typing and writing. Really? Let apps use my advertising ID. By the way, Microsoft gives you a unique advertising ID per your device. Therefore, they know that, you know, Bob likes, I don't know, searching for chicken recipes, and Tom likes searching for, you know, video game recipes. Really stupid example, but you get my idea. Anyway. So that's taken care of, but there is a lot more to go. It gets a lot creepier. So we're going to load up Project Spartan, he says as he types every bloody word wrong. There we go, so Project Spartan. We'll create a new tab, just because. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to click on this, and we're going to click on More Actions, Settings. So, after we click on settings, once again, advanced, so advanced settings, and all of this stuff's fine, like use flash player, fine, privacy, all of that stuff, fine, block pop-ups, fine. That's not creepy, like, you know, you don't really feel